Omuso be Jimisa Bronye, Omuso be Jimisa Chema Mutumi, Mumusa Bronye say, they no be Hoye de Ebomidina, Adana on Kamasam. Nam just Bronye obey the dinner twasso. Kevin Taylor, Obaka Samiras, Messinka may in draw such remo. May you draw such remo TV so. Kwasia wage parliament, was an honorable man. A filthy fool like this, a disease of a human being. Such a despicable, foolish man like Afenyomakin. Emma Ghana for the Sika Kwasia we say, or your honorable man. Problem ne kufu adene ba omia kretiano. It is not easy to solve. A gradual process. You say, you befa Boadu, you befa police, you befa fire service, you befa immigration. It is going to be protocol. No, there's competition. This young girl ranting on social media. Adaya, wako apply for a Juma and interior minister to me Juma na ko. Who sa girl no or TikTok and okay can kwasa say hey into we Emma ya for a Juma. Obi an for a Juma.
Elza Kevin Taylor no say girl no mo fa na Juma. Enti mo amoti social media so a mo di Muntaka I'll mo forget it. Military, police, immigration, why, yemfa, fire, yemfa, eti forget it. Now, what fire bronye? Was it once a bronye becanasi bima or my bronye warning so nimno canasi bima? I do bayano. So was Samiras ma a bronye warning se manica Kevin Taylor and bimo. Share. And yes, how so big draws Kevin Taylor, but obeying draws or TV, obeying Samiras draws or TV so. Yay, in show. Kevin Taylor no. Obeying draws. I said, Crane.
This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Sometimes, you know, social media mama kakra, sometimes also a destroy more. You know why? I saw this young girl ranting on social media. Adaya, wako apply for a Juma and interior minister to me Juma na ko. And then you see the way today, majority of you people are bold to say, I've applied for job. For 8 years, you never saw anybody come sit on social media to say, I apply for police, for immigration, for fire service. It wasn't even done. It is under John Mahamani and this and the Utumika say, I apply. Metumika say, and they are published say, yeah, for police for oh in Koranam ko we tama for soldier for. It is because the number of people did not believe say aban bia ba say and they will be able to me apply for soldier. Obia to be an application to for fire service. Obia to an application to for immigration. It is that is the difference. In Tienda, you see hundreds and thousands of people. Obia person immigration ko. Obia person fire service ko. Obia pe police ko. Obia pe army ko. The question here is, how many can the government take? But at a point in our life, now you am country on pose ye for soldier. Now you am country on pose ye for police. Now you am country on pose ye for fire service. Intend so what submit it? Now say the process is slower. Now young girl say minister in front of now you want somebody to call you to come and work. There's no protocol here. You need to go through the process like everyone else. If the system is slow, it does not mean your application has been denied. I'll say sometimes, you know, Mutinho may say, Ghana Nasa. If you are qualified, apply. But for 8 years, you would damn say, Nipa kobo dompim, say, you could pay Juma or Elwak, you police for, you could pay police, Nipa just bida. You didn't see because a Kufuado, Bao Miamono, they were giving it to even people outside the country. This is the difference between Sa MPP na money on any end this way. There's a lot of competition in the system. Why do you say you have a Boadu, you have a police, you have a fire service, you have a immigration? It is going to be protocol. No, there's competition. There are a lot of people. The backlog na for the MPP created to hono. Sa backlog no and no bina seb your more grassroots for you are competing with. You see what I mean? I'll see a thing you maybe I say. Problem ne kufu adene ba omia kretiano. It is not easy to solve. A gradual process. You need to be flexible. You need to allow everybody to go through the process. Into me who say girl no or TikTok and okay can kwasa say hey into we Emma ya for Juma. Obi an for Juma because anya unko na obe pay Juma or Ghana ha. If you feel you don't want to follow up again, sit home and create your own job. But if you believe yourself, say you have applied and that the system will apply and will film the writer, you wait. In this one internet so na so ko access application no na untumi access ya. It does not give you the right to come and stand there. At a point, na untimpo say ye for police, ye for immigration. Under Muntaka, at least, and we are seeing the interior ministry work. You might have your own issues with Muntaka. I have my own issues with him. But when it comes to recruitment, when it comes to people being recruited, transparency, we are seeing it in a long time. You might have your problems with him. You might have your personal issues with Muntaka. I have my personal issues with him. But when it comes to the work, I believe under Muntaka as an interior minister, when it comes to job, the applications, transparency in recruitment, it has been one of the most transparent. A lot of people have been given the opportunity to come. A lot of people fail tests, fail fitness tests, medical tests, so many tests. So we need to even appreciate, say, and the Abambia bar, it may be in you must say, a be opportunity, say, bra. 8 years, we didn't see that in Ghana. Mo grassroots na mena mo kasano. 8 years. I didn't see that in Ghana. It was a in the Sanko for no mutifio no. Sanapko 400,000. They are competing with you. It Muntaka Bejanka say, one year NDC ni Pejawonsa. It doesn't work like that. If by chance you know somebody who can help you, that is fine. But majority of you people all cannot know everybody. So you have to go through the process. That is what I'm trying to tell you. I know sometimes one quarter, you take things too far. And they said this jobless woman, son, no we are jobless woman, as we are no beer, and we are kota me say. So I come and share no 2 for the dia. Now pay free no 2 for a release statement say men share jobia. One also share a picture say no 2 for the d. These are jobless people. I used to work at ladies. 90% of Sanko for Bubu Fuomo, sa I wanna be free. Almost see I used to work at. Nobody can tell you this is where I work. 1 or 2 pen they can tell you that. And we know them. We see them on TV. They do their morning shows. They go to the law court. Only 1 or 2. Majority of them here, I used to work at ladies. They don't work. So they create the impression, say me, maybe organize a soccer event or Ghana. I'll come and tell you, say, one of the sponsors, Samsung, Indian, one of the sponsors, McDonald's, America, so that local investors in Ghana will all bring their money. That is what you do. It's business. That's San and for yeah. So if you fall for the trick, they'll use you to pay their rent because they need that light. I used to work for no. They need that light to survive. They don't have anything. It is sometimes we need to be focused. Sometimes we need to understand. Anytime we say, so you Ghana ni na wo hwemia. Busa ho say, sanke kufuad ne ba omia. Any opportunity 8 years no. Sanko mu bia nnwuma anka nne ka wo te wo busa say, adena ban na ba menye dwuma nyeye. There's been no job for 8 years. For 8 solid years. Edwuma ni ho. Afe na ban we e fa ni pay dwuma. Afe na ban we e bia ndwuma. Any private sector no. Look at this. You see this? Look at this. 24-hour economy secretariat target 160,000 jobs under new agency transition MOU. Right now, 24-hour economy secretariat, they are now signing MOUs to create 160,000 jobs. Now just say, Nipa 160,000 tifie in Ekufu at the time and over 160,000. But almost say Juma Ben why couldn't they create opportunities? Juma because Mameka been show under MPP. Senka Sewia, Afare, Kumewu, any all these major hospitals, Juma and Kadim nurse for no Juma Ghana, Sajo Mahama power. But all these people were sitting at home. And then a kufu and the Bawumia, Etigana Sikaso, and now Omudi Jantina for. Now, power changes, and you expect all these people. Now, Sewia is sitting there, a Gua Pro, a regional hospital. Afare, a big hospital. Sa nurse for Kosom Kogum, not if you bear 4 or 5 years. I cannot be a minister. I cannot phobia Juma. It doesn't work like that. In today, let's take a step back and ask ourselves questions. San can go forward to me create a Juma. And your crank nurse for bear one while Mugufi and coming in Yafare, ye, so we are ye, hospitals, I can say, coming in Juma. But all these people were sitting at home. So who are you blaming today? And the same stupid MPP will come and tell you, and no, don't fall for those things. MPP are stupid. They are very foolish people. They don't have anything to do. This is what they will be doing for some time now. This is what they will be doing. So Indians, to me the Sikaba, we are looking at 160,000 jobs. Now, say 24-hour secretariat, luring, and as bringing foreign companies to come and collaborate with them or work with them. Now, company biabana 160,000. In 10 companies, how many people are we talking about? How many young people are we taking off the streets? 24-hour economy, it means sign 3 MOUs and makes it a legitimate deal. Now, say companies in Obiaba no 150,000. Say companies 5 for bar. In 2 years, how many people will be off the street? This is what we call a buying way is building. The backlog is what is causing the problem. Mema obumfu entrama kwasiebi megika kansembi. No. Ask yourself. Inti kankofo mankofo adwuma nketia. Oma mo bi adwuma. They didn't create any opportunity. And MPP aba, NDC aba power. You see the way NDC is struggling. And the Ghana 37 tema motorway afeina and the afena ye. Ask yourself. Afeni ye tema motorway. 80 years. Afeni ye and second tema motorway. Ye the major projects. Aban 1 year, 3 months. How can you be pissed off with such a government? A BNC in the history of Africa. So yenya 5 companies. Normally 24-hour secretariat, and signing MOU, and signing contract. No money 160. 5 companies. How many people are going to be off the street? And I'm very sure 160,000 people say, you the grassroots, majority of you get a job here. Don't listen to MPP. They don't have a they are jobless. For the next 41 years, this is what they will be doing. So sometimes, you people should not even listen. They are not people you are supposed to. Jimmy, they got the opportunity. It must show mama say, okay, MPP, mobile pa, we are sure that they be a human. Okay, team, I got it. I just want to ask, MPP, a human being create me say, what ye, Sanka MPP, 1 district, 1 factory. Sorry, agenda 111, and this MPP agenda 111. So come to me see 10 agenda 111 hospitals cry and can nurse for sending you Ghana and come some street in so because every day be able to nurse in street so your demonstration no say yem fan adwuma no and agenda 111 and ka adwuma nka hu sa nurse for no street in so agenda 111 they could not build one hospital to say MPP for grassroots in koye adwuma ho mo nya ba kumpo to me see one. So these same people today will come and tell you, I buy no the oil and a grassroots. They don't think. What John Mahama and the NDC are doing, they are building this country. And the honest truth is, and you'll be directly with the government. And I'm talking to the grassroots respectfully. And you'll be but I bind it to be a lot of opportunities. And no, and now you get an opportunity. Ubenye Juma. Now say metana kan valku. So buying etumima investors need take over Valco. Normally government partner. Valco mu biya. Ghana for buying them. So many of you people get jobs. So it's all about the government finding opportunities, creating opportunities for you. Now buy over so 8 years. Now on one inko for tifie. Sa abanu or ajun obetu for kwasiafo. Abaya betra so 8 years. And then it's the same way. And I just want to talk on this. Yaba Pakufo Kasembi. Yaba Pakufo say, former President Kufuor calls for overhaul of public sector remuneration and higher pay for public servants to curb corruption. Yaba Pakufo say yetia abaimwe jumafo kayia ketasheshe esubitwa. Yaba pa, with all due respect, this statement is fallacious. Adikudientia makes a statement in a fallacious and fallacy of argumentum no and then say Obi so Oforiata beka kire say oni Ghana oni ebeye dwuma onje kapre. Kan Oforiata beka kire say oni ebeye dwuma onje kapre and the penipa we bu Ghana pa ye ken Oforiata. So it is not about pay nkwa, salary nkwa, and bema corruption every home. You see, sometimes na you have politics into enchain. sometimes no ayana momemfa eyedie partisanship nyoma ento nchen. And I respect this statement so much. But you see, with Kufuor's experience in politics, Taiwo Ja a single spine salary. Abrana onim se abana airbano. There was no money, but he left single spine salary at the Kufuor so. Say aban workers in NJ a certain salary, the same. Am I corruption conform? When Kufuor forcefully, deliberately, at the single spine salary at two a year atamu sukuma of free power. Did it make all the workers, or with all due respect to the Ghana Police Service or any of the security agencies, did it stop corruption? It didn't. So stopping corruption or the fight against corruption, it's not about a salary increment. No, and intina akoto a glass growth sacco said government institution be sorry strike. It is not about the salary. It is not about how much you are paid. So we need to separate these things. We need to also look at it holistically. When it comes to the fight against corruption, Ebiane say and the independence celebration Jubilee, and I say Flagstaff House. There are some people sitting on TV telling Ghana for say, why should we even have such a small celebration? But these same fools will turn around and say, the government, why is the government overspending? You see. So it is not about salary. It is about reconditioning our mind to understand the say. We need to have a way to make everybody comfortable and to find means to curb corruption. Corruption is part of man, especially where I come from or where you come from. As Yeni Ebi before, no, we are born to be corrupt. Now, no government can eliminate corruption, but what government can do is to find means, find strategies, find ways to make corruption unattractive. And until recently, you see, say people try to induce or people try to when people try to bribe police officers. Then the IGP or tipe no investigations, no the police if want to reject a bribe in the power, then the IGP will do what? Will promote them. You know, we need to find ways to make people understand the say a Jumano, they can also at a point they can be more patriotic. It is not about a salary. Public servants are supposed to be conditioned. They are supposed to be to understand the say. Fine, their condition of service is important, but most importantly, a public service. When you are going to work in the public service, you are not supposed to expect to say you are going to be paid like Donald Trump, who has his private business. No. Public servants are not supposed to be looking at a lifestyle, an entrepreneur who has basically gone for loan, who has maybe taken money from their parents, or they inherited some huge amount of money from their parents to build their business. You working in public service, you need to understand to say it's a service. You are not going to get everything that you need. Anything I abanye juma. Because aban is you and I. Ye juma ye beye, the ebeba sono and ye beche, and ye abtia ye hoka. If we lack that discipline to understand, say, miye juma DVLA, miye juma Ghana Water, miye juma waha, na metuma ye mejuma individually wella, na ya condition ye huya. No amount of salary increment can change corruption in this country. So we should move that conversation of yentua ketium. Before you leave free office, to be kill corruption. When we go back to check the corruption perception index from your time, you will see say pass a single spine salary, and look at my corruption cost. So it is not about the money. The public sector salary, at the end of the day, it is good to pay them well, but we can pay them $1 million each public servant, they will still be corrupt. We need to look at nyomana pushing into those things. There are a lot of things about together. A two-man corrupt. Now, what are we doing to stop it? People come to work. We are still using FOSCAP and answer notebooks to log in. We need to stop that. We need to make sure we digitize every login into one. Now we can check exactly who came to work and who didn't come to work. We have to start from somewhere. People's activities at work needs to be documented. You go to a government institution near the notebook at all. Now Obiafro Bisa Jack, member Muntemo, into log me in. No, I pen, no, I no, it's not supposed to be like that. So we need to start from somewhere. We need to, because humans are very tricky people. They are very unpredictable. And sometimes, no, I was say you're finding means to make humans adapt. And it's not Kromha, or America, or UK, or wherever. Unim say, clocking in 8 o'clock. Now clocking in 8:1. Unim say, your boss will know you came to work late. So you are rushing to get to work. And if you clock in late, maybe it might go against that day, the money you make. So we need to start forcing them to adapt to some new kind of system. It is not a salary. We all want good salary. We all want our salary to be increased. But you see, we also have to commit ourselves. We need to submit ourselves for stuff like that, for discipline to work. And I don't agree with this statement, with all due respect, sir. I don't agree with it. I don't agree. This is the time we need to be telling the government to devising strategies to stop the corruption. We need to start from somewhere. It is not about salary. Some from chief directors or government institutions, the chief directors in our institutions. Because and that is what is making a prosecution of political figures difficult in Africa and especially in Ghana. Because majority of the criminality, the signing, the green light is given by the chief directors in government institutions. Into politician, no, you're the neighbor, you're minister of this agency or this institution. Politician here the chief director will have to sign. Now, which politician now, Obaka say, menyashi. Now you have to start their investigations all the way down. How the papers came together for the politicians, for the chief director. So you will see, sir, the politician, he is there as a figure who is basically learning from the career civil servant. Your biggest problem in Ghana when it comes to corruption is the career civil servants. Majority of them are criminals, especially on more managerial level. No? And when I see an equal, those are the people we need to watch. The chief directors, chief financial controller, chief what. Those are the criminals. Those are the ones doing the job for the politicians. Those are the ones helping the politicians to steal from us. So we need to devise ways. Now we go down. We make sure every government institution, you log in digitally. You need to use your kokromoti to log in. We should stop that idea of come and write. No. You log in at this time after 5 minutes of grace period. Say, Juma 8 o'clock. Now, amount grace period 5 minutes. That's one login. O login 8:6. You will not be logged in. You have to go home. Meaning you will not be paid that day. A saving government sika. So also Juma 8:5. Now Juma 8:10. O login, it will show red. Your fingerprint will not be captured because amount grace period of 5 minutes more. When you have to go home. Basana, when it happens 11 times, automatically you are sacked yourself. We bring somebody in. That is how we have to build a nation. MPP for Jimmy. MPP for Omunim Nyansa. MPP for they are jobless. They don't have any work to do. Don't listen to the MPP for. And this is not going to for with all due respect. I am making Ghanaians understand. And we are struggling as a people because you see. Normally, a is simple, but sometimes we complicate it. You see, the idea say, "Nebema corruption no dabi. Humans, the more we get, the more we earn for more. We yearn for more. The more now we create impression say he needs to get more. Opa and for government institutions, like I say, Yabemo Obia $10,000 a month. You will see corruption will spike. Yeah, that is humans. And I'm not saying people who work in a civil society, as civil servants, they don't need to be paid. But so okay, so enticing the part to get corruption away there, then you are rather going to make the issue worse. So they started to civil servants $10,000 a month. Corruption will go out of the roof. Because chief director na Yaman 10,000 because no, he deserves 50,000. So whatever he's doing, he's going to do more. We need to understand some things. I'll say the TSA, the Aban way this government is gradually changing this nation. And the baby you can see clearly, say what taxes now there's a government that is working with the taxes. There's a government that is working with your taxes. You can see. Now look at this. The Energy Ministry to procure 1,500 transformers to reduce overload and end power outages. Where John Abdullah Jinapo, Energy Minister, say they came to inherit an energy sector that was dead. And we all know the numbers are there. And let me come to Ghana for when it comes to building a nation. Oh, and say in some way about people stealing from Ghana. The notable ones now you to me who I can say you prosecute to be. Are you going to tell me say we need to go back and one district, one factory? Every single person who was involved be a young doom. It doesn't work like that. But what you can do is that you prevent that from happening again. You prevent that crime from happening again. And how do you do that? You as a government, you need to find ways that there will never be anything like one district, one factory for them to take advantage of the system. There will be nothing like NAPCO. So that people can use that. Because you see, people in government, they want a way to steal. And every day, under MPP, we saw something. They were always creating avenues to steal. And then I say, hey, planting for food and jobs. When the work Ghana to my catch them say, Ekufuado are buying a free power. They can boast of national farms, crab 5 or Ghana. Did you see even one? Now, if even planting for food and jobs, some say, de finance individual farmers. Can you point to one farmer in Ghana? Do you know the amount of money they spent? Now, who are you going to arrest? All the farmers who they put on the list? Are you going to go around and say, if you basically wrote to planting for food and jobs and grain back, and you all have to go to jail? It doesn't work like that. Now, you find a way to block that. Planting for food and jobs. After Bawumia for the free power, NPP cannot tell you one farm supporting even one prison. They cannot tell you one farm put together by the government feed any senior high school in Ghana. The NPP, after doing planting for food and jobs, one farmer, Abanwe Jama Ghana, said this farm is producing 700,000 eggs. Poultry farm. This farm is producing 10 tons of maize. They could not leave anything like that. But there was a whole thing called planting for food and jobs. Point 1, point 1, then part 1 and part 2. How much money? Over 7 billion went just like that. Now, are you going to sit there now, go back and say everyone who was involved in planting for food and jobs, let's leave everything and go catch everybody? It doesn't work. It's tough. But the notable ones that they have put before trial, those ones, we are all following it. As frustrated as you are, I am, and the president is frustrated. So these are things that we all need to understand. MPP for no Jimmy. Now, this is how this government is trying to change the energy sector in the perfect way for you. Me, I don't waste time on speculations and no, nobody can dictate energy conversation for us in Ghana. No. We will only adhere. We will follow. We will make sure the abiding sikana eyama Ghana no and no ene yebeshe. Right now, our biggest challenge in this country for a very long time, area or how I say low current or how I so generated doom in soto yana or like doom. The reason is that for a very long time, last Mikachremo, Bawumia Kufuado for 8 years, they didn't equip any hospital in Ghana. Do you know that? MPP from Rabon Timbeka say for 8 years, no power, no, they retooled one regional hospital to the teeth. They didn't do one. In time of free power, no, near hospitals in our side. Now, the same thing when it comes to energy. Transformers around the nation, majority of the transformers, you know, they cannot even, at the end of the day, produce the power respective communities in here. Because you see, Adia Oba Abrochira, Emma Omo Kanya Wonsam ye easy mom and say they are able to build a lot of transformers in neighborhoods. And also Omo transformers, you know, and just say they now be so gang, almost substations which once in a while, ultimate drive one could pay back so maybe a transformer be 10, 20 minutes in one place. Na home. But I say no, they have this mini transformers at Ebopo no. In Tebia, aha, nipa 500 na waha. Sa transformers na Ebopo no, ebu be 30 waha. They are taking care of this small 500 area. Uko wenima. So we need a lot of these transformers. Send a sa energy na. I had a year consuming, because majority of the generators in Ghana are not transformers now. AECG, ADSC, they cannot even serve. The reason is the population is opening up. Nipano air Dawson, Injuma air BA, but we are still stuck with this old transformers. Yen to me for power, ni bin count, yen to me for capacity, ni bin count. Into be what and Krigwa. Or say, oh, I had a one can another form because transformer now it's been there for 20 years. And time I did transform be so and any pom war a Daniel 200 and the Daniel 1005. This same transformer and a oma tap wasa etching into this transformer cannot serve to its full capacity because the pressure now what transformer and to me jumano. So when a government comes to power, no just say usika na odiama bino. A revenue na baniji no or koto transformers to make sure say a districts, neighborhoods, enough transformers will be new transformers will be put. And then a boa Emma Kania Jinaso. Oboa say ya Yatiana Jato transform him. That Ben out is so bit America how say Jato transform him because transformers they Juma Haninano a almost space to breathe. There's no pressure on the transformers. Now transformers are Ghana no. There's pressure on the transformers because the amount of houses and now people the transformer no S7 no sa transformer now set 10 and a 7 star community no but I have one transformer. So for 8 years the NPP did not do anything about these things. A man for gadgets say yeah, at a point doom so by gadgets say you know one thing I like about this government is when there's an issue they will tell you let's deal with this matter. And as we speak a man way air koto 1,500 huge transformers because they want to change the way your power and circulation it here. There are so many places in Ghana who used to have current and yet a bind photo and yet ECG photo. It is because of that transformer sitting there. Now point and when say bundio or better Ghana when to change BBR when to change transformer. The transformers have all been overloaded. Thank you very much. Transformers are what Ghana 90% overloaded transformers. And recently, ECG, the Ministry of Energy, they are trying to change transformers in Ghana. And it's always steady. For we need to form area be a buying car say, what be change transformer? What is someone complaining about low current? No, it's our problem. Is your bomber what is a transformer? Because this is how you build a nation. And we have a lot of things to correct as a people. MPP for 8 years, this country wasn't governed. We were being led by vultures. We were being led by idiots, devils. They didn't care. It was about themselves. It was about stealing from Ghana for. And to remember, this government is doing a Juma 8 years ago. The government is now doing that job. The government is now doing a Juma. At this point, is this the time for government to be changing transformers? I'm asking you. I feel now here changing transformer because transformers say they overloaded. The MPP did not care. Hey, hospitals they were Ghana no. No money gas, oxygen. So the MPP did not care. MPP agenda one. When si ba kumpo. Obeto afare. Omani guo proye. Obeto sewia. Omani guo proye. Kumewu. Obeto a lot of us. They didn't care. They didn't put any equipment in it. All that they were doing was the fools were following Ekufuado around like a pig. These are fucking scavengers. These are liars. And then they are complaining and telling us what to do. One of the new discoveries when it comes to CEOs, young CEOs are the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery. And I would like to tell Ghana for say this NDC government, in fact, John Mahama discovery, why year in this his first presidency, and the first time presidency shocking. And there are young people when you sit back now share modern boy or my boy, and especially a juma yet two almost so omunye na enye juma ketwa. Now one of the revelations that John Mahama a year, and a new discovery, sir. John Mahama, a year, the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery, Lawyer Edmond. And I say this because Oshe baby to set Tema Oil Refinery, and yet for anybody to go at this moment. One of those strategic places are Saudi will be called na onye kukudro, oni technical know-how, onya smart, onya intelligent. Odi dipan ba call dipan ba be problem amount. And the reason why I'm saying say John Mahama, why a lot of we're changing Ghana politics. There were some people John Mahama more opportunity for Ghana from the beginning. So many people were like, Sami Jemfi obetuma ye juma we. Obi to say, you say, lawyer ya okwa kwashe Tema Oil Refinery. Ejuma we obetuma ye. Basentele betuma ye juma we. Nikwe Julius obetuma ye juma we DVLA. Now you see young men who are hungry to work, and you are seeing the difference they are making. They are not perfect. Some of them are making fundamental mistakes. That's fine. But who said the amount of Ejuma John Mahama, any responsibility? John Mahama, dema these kind of people, young people. Yeah, the Ejuma we am penny for that. Tema Oil Refinery, KK Sapon, SK Sapon, dia napo, yeah, the man called for a CM day. We never got a drop of refined oil, Ghana for the year, be that. From time John Mahama Yakofa, a word that could call Tema Oil Refinery. A word that could change Tema Oil Refinery. You handy over power Emma Kufa de Baumia from 2016. Embassy 2024. Na Tema Oil Refinery. Obien to Mama oil and so from Ghana for the ya refine it. But you see, John Mahama aba power. Wasade faith ashe young people be say you can do it. And today as we speak, we are seeing young politicians who have been given responsibility. Go to NPA. Go to BOST. No, look at all these people. These are people on a normal day, the NPP will say, Jimmy. I'm telling you. Edudi Tamaklo. Afedi, BOST. Ubewu Lawyer Edmond, To. Ubewu Julius, DVLA. Ubewu Obi to say, I just mentioned his name. This. All of them around. And these people are delivering. Today we are talking about Tema Oil Refinery to increase output from 28,000 barrels to 45,000 barrels daily very soon. Then you ask yourself, hey, how did we get here? Young people can change the face of Ghana, your economy. Today a young man is leading tour. From 28, they are targeting 45,000 barrels a day. And I know by the time NDC, John Mahama now they are around by 200,000 barrels. Because this is John Mahama's first time. And the John Mahama the time and we say we real politics. Yani say we are satisfied, Not refining over 100,000 barrels a day. And this is something that we are not supposed to take for granted. Gold Board, NPA, BOST, TOR, DVLA. You can go to so many of them. Malik Basintele. These are young. These are below 40 years young men. Nobody is over 45 years. None of these people. Go back to MPP era. Shobi to say Mickey Mouse, a Greek minister, Oseakoto, Shenenim, we did 98. Onye Kufuor we, Shamwa Kwanta. He was in charge of road. We did by Dien, Shenenim, Onye Kufuor Nkwasiade. Shobi to Ude Kweche, Osafu Mafu. Women and managing Ghana 8 years old. Ya Osafu Mafu. You step back, you see somebody like former health minister. Kwekumenu. Then you step back. No ko be to say Oforiata. Then you step back, you go and see somebody like Mumam Sankwasi for it be. Look at these people. Then look at the number of finance minister, some mobile MPP. Look at Ato Forsen. One person with his deputy. Ato Forsen. Nobody gave Ato Forsen a dog chance in Ghana. a dog chance. Nobody in Ghana gave Ato Forson a dog chance. Nobody. And today, see what Ato Forson has done. Imagine you give Ato Forson the opportunity to run this finance ministry the way he's running it. Nobody gave Ato Forson a dog chance. Because Ato Forson didn't come with, I went to Yale, and I did, and me of our ha, and I'm papa ha. Ato Forson came and said, I want to work. Give me work to do. This is what we are seeing today. See the roads minister, Agboja. Look at the lands minister. Look at the work these people are doing. I'm not saying this government is perfect, but so the two sound kwasiafo we hu dia, MPP for we hu dia. Then we need to keep the NDC in power for 41 years. Today we are talking about Tema Oil Refinery. Kwame Nkrumah Italians be in the 60s. They could not at the point. I went to Mama Tema Oil Refinery and fit oil ba kumpo anto. And the Kufuor de Baumia, unena de omde Tema to no de Napo Kenya Japan. Ene omo no more set no na omo de Tema Oil Refinery aye omo tank farm. Omo ko top pirate fuel a no de begum. Tema Oil Refinery na e wo say ye adwuma. Na ne fango tie ni na yetumi ton de ye adwuma no na Napo mo e de ho na tank farm. Tanks na wo Tema Oil Refinery no e ho na omo store omo diesel, omo personal diesel a omo ton ama aban. And he said, we are watching say, oh, the air investor be a bape, no ma keleno. Oh, yes, or do be bape, no ma create a so because Canada, Japan, Napo, Baomian and call for they were using Tema Oil Refinery during the Kufuor's era to store their diesel into na our BDCs, bulk distribution companies. Omo the oil nufra money no bar oil nanka o say omo ba na refine no na BDCs the oil no sebio e fango no akogu Tema Oil Refinery tank nim na pomo store no ho. They store it there into omo ya no mo ton ma aban into Tampuli that MPA boss former boss Kromfo no sa Tampuli no sa kwa no that is what he started doing into omo store no Tema Oil Refinery na Tampuli to every eye de omo container nim owie na odene toma eye akwara enim se Mozambique or China your friend Mustafa Hamid on so betina the same thing. The NPP as a political party almost on my coast could be chine almost to me a Tema Oil Refinery and they pass by Tema Oil Refinery and could be a Centio oil. Kwasiafo. These are foolish people. Are these people you have to sit and listen to? NPP Kwasiafo we na ende ye kasa is NPP for energy wansam. Now you got any where we still time. NPP for energy wansam. What about them? You'll be a fool. And sometimes when I see people discuss NPP, now NPP nimnyansa. NPP. So there's one thing John Mahama has done, and I would like to applaud John Mahama, especially this is one of the best discoveries. The CEO of Tema Oil Refinery. I'm telling you. Over CEO of TOR, Busts, CEO of NPA, CEO of Gold Board, DVLA. You are talking about get me the young NDC CEOs that make a know, and these are the people running Abu Jinapo, John. We can talk about these are all young people. We didn't give these people a dog chance. These are exceptional CEOs. They are working humble, down to earth people. Go to NHIS, and I had a free year. NHIA, car, they have paid National Health Insurance. A car, na a daho. A car, National Health Insurance, better said daho. This young man who took over National Health Insurance, now go and see what is happening. And I'm at the same people focus omuja 1 billion a bet me for 4 months. Uja power 2024. And uja sika 1 billion to ho. Say bet me for only 4 months. Now after 4 months, no, you better sika when they NIA. MPP for Jimmy. National Health Insurance Authority. How many times do you hear people complain and say, you don't hear it. That is how you build a nation. That is how you build a nation. You get young people who are ready to work, who are willing. who want to put everything on the line. They change the faces of stuff. And the NHIA, hardly do you hear Ghana any complaining about Yakoye and I'm say aband the car into Yama drew. You don't hear it. Because the government is paying on time. The government is making sure the right things are done. There's so many of these ministers working. Go to the trade ministry. This woman called Elizabeth. Look at what she's doing with the AFCT or whatever. You can see this woman is involved. Echira Samamba, you see her personally walk to the place. We saw her being on the ground and making sure. And through this woman, the president is opening, private companies are investing in Ghana. They are collaborating. All these companies are president. It's because through the trade minister, confidence or their foreign investors. That's why today you see companies come and they are bold to say, we want to work in Ghana. We want to employ people in Ghana. It is because of the trade minister. Elizabeth. It's because of the trade minister. She's actively involved. They are working so hard. These are young people. Go to Yoko. You can see Raymond is there. Raymond is sitting there. He will bite you. He will bite you because he's going to work with the law. He's going to make sure the right thing is done. It is my friend who is now marking time. I don't know what he wants to do, but he's not a kid. OSP. Apine. So you can see, sir, people are working. And with me, one day I'll come and do my top 10 young NDC appointees, top 10. And you'll be shocked. They are all working. And you see, obviously, some of them are arrogant, which I don't care. It's their own problem. But the ones who are humble and working, I am any chance, any opportunity to get to where they are, we need to applaud them. We need to applaud them. They are working hard. And my finest this month, I'll give it to Tor. It's one of John Muhammad's discoveries. And I saw this story, and it's quite an interesting story. This one very important story, and it was about a year. Come on. DVLA uncovers 12.5 million fake DV plate network. 5 suspects remanded. 12.5 million. Under this DVLA boss, Julius. And we all know, let us not be biased about this. This young man has done at DVLA. He might not get everything right, but you see, the zeal to work, the zeal to understand, sometimes he works with humans, the zeal to commit to the Juma. You can see it. We had people in Ghana, they were basically putting fake DVLA plates in the system. Recently, because this young man said he was going to bring a new technology for our number plates to be changed, to be done properly. So a man for be end to me abuse the system. No? Some people took him to court. There are so many people who were using DVLA to make money. Mamika be sure. Some MPP more contract under DVLA and no mubuya no. They are the people using some people in government against this man. Because this man, Wakachran who say he is going to change the DVLA and he's doing it. You might not like maybe his approach, but at the end of the day, Dipana or appointing is satisfied with his job. 12.5 million Ghana cedis operation system both fake DVLA plates for Ghana. You want to tell me this man is not working? Dabenauti said DVLA boss under his leadership almost may uncover 12.5 million fake DV plates. Dabenauti for Ghana. This is a young man. It's a young man. Now you can people man could be man a chance. Because you from going people me and could be man with a chance. But John Mahama sees something in these people. And they are working. It is not like it's just names. The facts are there, the figures are there. You can see it. And under this young guy, they have the satellite DVLA offices. And the Munamu Ghana, the 24-hour DVLA offices. You are seeing it. And everywhere you go, there's a satellite DVLA office. First, people were driving miles and miles to just go and do their road testing. Today, in your community, he is building satellite DVLA offices. And it's all over the place. You see it. More truck drivers, commercial drivers, more private, and the opposite plate. Area one album says, oh, DVLA officer. That is what he's doing. He's linking the country. They are innovative. They are ready and willing to work. They don't care about the sabotages. They don't care about the deliberate sabotages, people trying to step on their shoulders to be known. That one there is childish in politics. Because when somebody's working, it does not matter who you are. You cannot step on somebody's shoulder and try to look bigger than anybody. That one there, you will destroy yourself. Because and these are the things they be a Ghana for. You need to work. And that is what this guy is doing. Today, and over Ghana, people now respect the DVLA now. He has his own issues. He's trying to make sure he clears the system for the system to be better. And this guy has done so much. His priority to make sure, say, some middlemen, some corruption, a Ghanaian wants to go to DVLA, get a number plate, get a license, roadworthy license, whatever, no. He is trying everything possible to cut it out. It is not easy. You see, he's dealing with cartels or billions. I'm telling you. There are people in Ghana, you'll be shocked. It's the same as the port. Today, people are going after the GRA boss. People are going after the finance minister because they are making serious changes. Last me say, see, 60%. Yes, no port, it means 60%. We will not need gold and cocoa. We will never need gold and cocoa again. The new commissioner said, "Omu to me, blocky holes in your port at least 60% or 70%. The amount of money Ghana will make. Yeah, here gold, yeah, here cocoa. I'm telling you, sa port no a diamond, and that is." You as a Ghanaian, Sanyama say na otena no busa won say, hey, inti when you na betume see, and you tena kroma 8 years end to see. Adentra because the MPP were not willing to help you. They were busy stealing from you. Now look at this. Under NDC government, Ghana has land transit. Ghana bans land transit of rice, sugar, frozen food in addition to cooking oil. Menoka say under John Mahama's administration, obian to me between your man fibu biom fanko Burkina and fanko Mali. And bibi to say anwa, bibi to say eye emo, bibi to say eye sugar, bibi to say frozen eye food. Sa enkokone untumi nka say me wo Burkina Faso makra be dru Ghana border bibe yegu tracks him and I say articulate him amana nante akọ Burkina say no etwam yenye bi mo Ghana. Tie ade bi ebe shipe aba Ghana port say cooking oil say mo say eye frozen food say eye esichire a ni nyina ka Ghana ha ya yenye transit ye fa gu car mu say ye twa akọ Burkina. So Burkina ni na ready on ship on fangu a play mu kodu krom. So this is how you seal the loopholes. Say now the building mine. And let me tell you, say you're going to say for the next 16-24 years and more, you'll be shocked. Ubemu Ghana, nobody is going to even complain about anything. Because you see, recently, your cartel be a port wa. The omu yene say, omu ya Ghana for my mention trick no. Na omakofa angwa, ana engwa, omo say angwa, engwa ne snail no. No makofa angwa, no makofa eyedien, emo, no makofa sugar. No makofa frozen chicken, dien chicken drum, chicken tasha. Omo ba in large quantities, so it will have $60 million. Omo ba na omni custom officers be a deal. No mo tia be $1 million. No mo yisa nyomani nyine egu ka say, oh, the final destination nipa no oya Burkina ni into they call Burkina. Into basically, the Americans say nyoma no they are in transit. Let me tell you. Sa nyoma no mo say in transit $60 million ah. Omo to me break jail wo port wana omni custom officials be a deal no. Omo de nyoma ni gu car ni mu a. Na car no sa we bill na da car no so no. Receipt na gu car ni na kire say nyoma we nyina ye $10 million ye de ko Burkina no. Omo chika na ye de ko Lome. Omo dru awonafo du krom a no ma dane omo ho. No ma offload gu car foforo mu. Omo dane omo ho a no ma offload wo border ho. Omo ntra wo. No ma say offload gu car foforo mu. Na car ne say they are bus air transit goods from Togo to Ghana. Now do you hear? So what is going to happen is say sankofo na omo ntua your port duties and anya ade ne tra border enti about 80 million worth of good. Ni asade a brand wo Kumasi, a brand Takrade, a brand Accra, not to Ghana, or so papa mbobra. So omuji goose no. Itu be trailers 30 and then so a mo a Togo omoboa a Ghana for into omaka no because the custom officers no they don't follow the car all the way to the border. No, nobody's going to follow any truck from Temaport all the way to Burkina Faso. Nobody's going to do that. Iti cars no nyina eswa so 15. Oh, where the rich man be or Burkina or ton frozen food or ton emo or ton sugar. 15 cars, $80 million. How much is your man? How much traffic more tema? And the transit receipt at Toso. Inti idea in say, how much your Temaport? How much do airboard and so Mubetia and Sana Eura Togo? No, can't do a flower. Now done another truck is waiting. No more floating in your gum. Now my way bella Toso. It is going to Kumasi. Sanyo mani will turn around and they will come back to Kumasi, they will come to Takrade, they will come to Accra, near Tigana. That is what they do. That is why the government is saying we are banning any land transportation of these goods. So, we can have ways to deal with the Burkinabés. We can deal with our neighbors with this issue. They can sit with them and fine-tune some things. But majority of the things in this form, that is what they do. Inti Sadi Pana, what me break jail, tax jail, our port no, when you 80 million no, a year custom official ben or police ben or barrier to our old Janica. Obey just $500,000. No, the driver back who udra to every border to Lome. He's going to pay because he has been able to get away with $80 million worth of goods. Into a $500,000, every official be all kinds to be those things will pass through. So no boiling or frying, no boiling or the roasting. Yemfa obiamfa eduani biamfa from asamasa. Tricking na me de achira wo no. Omo ye wifo fucking. Eh? Ghana your custom officials are only billionaires. Custom officials. Your custom officials are Okotema Porter. We are doing some work. It will shock the core of this nation. And I'm doing this to help John Mahama. Maybe expose be. Your custom officials are almost about 200 trucks. I articulate an AC tema. Almost trucks a year tema. You'll be shocked. Custom official. On the Burkina for and a year Juma. On it Nigeria for the year Juma. On the trucks and the final custom official who is a civil servant. You're about 10. They are billionaires at the port. It's not a joke. And all these things. Remember, time at MPP were power now, Gabi was controlling the port. Do you know that? Meaning, Fremont Paris, Brane Champon, they have contract at Tema Port. So many people at Tema Port, they don't know. Yeah. And they changed the latter part of election 2024. They changed it into people's names. A yom contract, Brane Champon. Fremont Paris. So you are dealing with people like this. And you see them like that. They want power again. They know what they can do with that power. Now, the dangerous thing is that right now, no, you see, almost had another plan about because John Mahama at for somebody a new system about a blocking holes no create so almost lines they are creating another plan. That is what they are good at. They are dangerous scavengers. In 2016, no being himself people about Ghana. You saw what they did. Everybody was shocked. Now it's a trauma. Now you're to kasa. Obia freezing and near. They took everything. We were watching them. Japadie, PDS. And you see, it is not the reason why I to abana a yeni it is abana say we have to learn a lesson from that. And what do we have to do? We need to block those things. Send your in the future, no, obey opportunity to cry on to me, yes, I didn't be. So it is not all about Chiweko Tumo. It's not all about arrest this person and jail them all. We want people arrested. We want people jailed. But we need to know, make sure, say, the main thing of sad cartel no creating now, they're able to dupe the system. No, we have been able to block it. That is the priority. Because one to man, yes, sir. Let me tell you. Ochi MPP for Gumune. Na ye jiminti yeso. Ye best science na ya kotwa ma MPP. Obapa obeyi omu nyina. Unuza. Ana sometime mo ndwene sa anyoma we ho. We want prosecution. Now, ya MPP for Gumune. When to mamwa end this moment na power 41 years. Sa ochi chema untumi tumunne. Na sa okotwa abama MPP the next 4 years. MPP power, the first thing Baumia will do is to make sure Chema Wuntumi is out. Give to Aware is out. Edu Boahen is out. It will not take a year. Obe release your money now. Now, the only way we can see them die in jail is to keep NDC in power for 41 years. And the only way we will not get their likes to come back and create another strategy is to keep NDC in power and keep these people. So even though a prosecution is delayed, at the end of the day, everybody who has to go to jail will go to jail, but they need to stay in jail till they die. Do you understand? It is not about ya be prayer also be go jail. Ya be prayer no be go jail in there. Na yentumi anya adwuma no. Na 4 years, 8 years power free and so omeyo mu nyina be fie. They will devise another plan. They will destroy this nation. Now, to stop it for good, because Chema Wuntumi, uchiri shemu nne. Now kodane to me ma MPP o chama ba mbe obe say forest o Ghana nyina. Obe giri bibia to ogu. Because at that point, we dwan oba ohun se nisika ahye obese no kra. It's what you do and say if you push him inside, he stays in there. When the NDC is in government for 41 days, yes, he stays there, he dies there. That is what you do. That is how you stop crime. That is how you stop corruption. So it is not about the quickness. It's about putting them in and staying in power. Because what this shame now free power obepie. I'm telling you, our court system. You know how these things work. You see? So, the jail in there, they have to go to jail. The prosecution, they have to be prosecuted. And not jail or But to keep them in jail for long, for them to die in jail, we need to make sure we keep the NDC in power for long. So, NDC jail will be this year, next year. Now, NDC na NDC free power 2029. All those criminals today you are seeing, they'll come and rule you. It's a fact. But say, Ujeli MPP before 2029. Now, Mambwa NDC about women and building Ghana, Sibia or building Mambwa, and holding Ghana beam. Now, done it to me more. Every criminal today you jail will come back. And when they come, they are more daring. They are more dangerous. They will kill everybody. They will destroy the nation because they are coming with some hatred. So the only way you can stop corruption permanently is to make sure we start from now. Keep the power with NDC. Keep them in power for long. Anybody who goes inside stays there and dies there. It will serve as a deterrent to anybody in the MPP, anybody in the NDC. Now they will learn and understand. Because Mama Kevin been sure NDC about we bet match nipa 50 gum 2027, 28. 29. So when you answer now done it to me, my MPP, every single one of them will come home. And they are coming home to come and rule you. They are coming home to come and do more damage. They are coming home, they are coming after you because it's all revenge for them. At the end, you could die jail at your expense. And if we can stop corruption, if we can stop what we saw the last 8 years, we should have one thing in our head. Prosecution is important. It does not matter when it happens. But what we can do to stop corruption is when people are prosecuted and jailed, we keep that NDC in power for long. To keep those people in power, in jail for long, some of them have to die there. That is the only lesson that corrupt government officials and politicians will learn. Because if we don't do that, the moment you push 10, 50 people into jail today, MPP by 2029, now a mistake. Obey you, yes, obey to me, aye. Near to Kromha. And a J.A. Kufuor. Chatuchikata, sorry. The case, the way it was going, he didn't like it. And I like the statement John Mahama made recently. I see, the people we all know have committed crimes, and the Attorney General is investigating and following the law and prosecuting. They also need to have their day in court. Meaning, John Mahama understands that the law As much as we are all frustrated, we want a prosecution to happen. Those people to have they have to have their day in court, and having their day in court is they are going to delay the process, which is fine. They are going to dilly-dally, which is fine. They are going to find co-meaning ways because right now they hold money. They are going to slow the system down, which is fine. But at the end of the day, the utmost priority is to make sure judgment is passed and people who are guilty serve jail term. Now, Mukai Taima Tadishikata. Ni case Nekosno, Kufuor could not wait because Kufuor was hurt inside. He wanted to give the MPP some blood to suck. So Kufuor was basically doing politics. What he did was, Sunday, he went after him. The judge who was on the case was changed overnight. A new judge was brought in less than 72 hours. Tajikata was put into jail. That is how the NPP operates. It does not mean every president should operate that way. It does not mean John Mahama has to do it that way. John Mahama has to make sure that the law applies. People are given the opportunity to also defend themselves. But at the end of the day, so Kodim ran left. Now say went to you one way. When you go inside, you're not supposed to come home. That's sometimes you refine too much. We forget easily. We get too comfortable easily. Now I'm MPP for me say nobody should discuss NPP. Whatever they put out, they ignore them. The focus is that today I wanna focus in the focus is that today in Krankwan yina. The focus is Enoko Buna yeye kwanina. The focus Kokoro. That is the focus. The focus Abani is creating opportunities. The focus the government is being diligent in its expenses. The focus the government is governing with less than 60 ministers. The focus is John Mahama told us that he was going to bring inflation down. He has brought it down. Things are cheap now. We are talking about things that we were struggling with. This government has come and it is gradually working on them. So we need to understand that is governance. That is governance. You need to be strategic because you see, say you're too comfortable. That is when Kwasiafo can talk in Ghana. Let me tell you, Ghanaians. Me was an MPP press conference and I see it as concert party. I will not come and sit here and discuss MPP program. Come here, Jimmy. What am I going to get from it? No one answer when you know MPP 4. This is a political party that is in opposition as we speak. A political party in opposition. Registration, they are even rigging registration. They are rigging registration. They say people should come and register and contest for positions. They are rigging it. And the NPP to launch online platform to boost membership registration. You know what is happening? What do they see? Registration, also members. One person be joining MPP, no, be joining, be register, or register. This is the time. So person ye treasure, obit my contest, or person ye dia. Wouldn't be omoye. Mahamudu Bawumia MPs na almost supporting no registration. No, omo didn't share them. Almost mobile register. You know why? Because almost per second in Japan phone call for be pick forms. Abe contest ubia. Until right now, no registration na enkoso. It's almost going online. Now, physical going to manya kwasia online. This is a party. They are stupid. So registration no. Technically, one person be joining MPP biano, brabe register. We a party member who card be register. Positions no yeba my positions. From lower to up. Into bia omunim secretary Japan call for babe 3 forms. Omunim say Brandy Champion call for no eba be 3 forms. Now. Sir, can the Japan call for the forms? Omoko contest no be winning. Iba treasurers. Iba coordinate a party coordinator. Iba DND. Right now, what they are trying to do is say they are preventing MPP4 from picking forms to register to also come and vote because Bawumia Emma delegates promise. Delegates catch Bawumia say some rigi election mano. Now so almost starting from up to bottom strategy na so winia. He should also do everything possible for all of the national executives to win. And then the MPs to Omokomo primaries they will win. The only way Nana Bimo and Justin Kodiombe to keep on position and they say they need to keep the old members, the register. That is why they are preventing people from registering. They are preventing new people from registering. A rule, they should not allow new people to register. Because the moment you bring in new people, what is going to happen is Kennedy is going to pump money. His people are going to contest Bawumia's people. The Bawumia people are going to lose their positions. They are going to vote against Bawumia's national executives who rigged the elections for him. Suddenly the party is saying, oh, registration, so see the Oko constituency, ye who forms into Ben online. Now online, no, maybe echo. Me say online now musum kwesa uni maybe echo. They don't care enko baby who register online obi ansanka. And the Oko constituency MP na beji forms or beji register no ko. MPs na registers no ko. Executives na registers no ko. That is the nonsense we are seeing. And the MPP is a crazy political party. Makache Ghana for say. Nobody in Ghana should trust the MPP. Yeah. So out to Ghana na say utie sanko fo say and the Ghana ye ka say yes say I MPP for aye program na oye Ghana ni wasora no pa say ukutie MPP na MPP omu ni nyansa e die nyansa sam na MPP wo omo ba be ka kire wo Ghana and say I MPP kasantie ekotie no mo mesesa de en MPP de no betuma asesa de no betumi abeka Ghana ho. All that they can do is, hey, NDC, idea where the enkoye into enkoye into yenya deng. Hey, NDC nanko so we omunya right, nanko say right. Iran ne America for ko into fu on enkosro near the NDC beye into near deng. Into fu on ko do 30 a yentuma ba omia na. Fu on ko do 30 a yentuma ba omia na ene ne ebusa mo na enti yakoto ma ba omia na eya Iran ne America ko ena fi woni ko do 30 enti yentoma ba omia na yenya den MPP so mo your press conference adentra nyoma bi omo bonjo so okay yate ase enti yenya den enti yentoma ba omia me president no me den because we are looking at inflation single digit, we are looking at interest rate, everything down now ba omia me den enti mo your press conference agibisa mo yenya den enti na me be waste me time na ma betena ha MPP for akoye program ti ye me chirechire nkwasiafo na me am ti MPP ba for akotoko titi ni morom ele kwoti MPP na odi bofuro nkwan kura modi na tab na me eko now here let me show you how foolish these people are. Also recently they were making noise all over the place no mu ye dede Cocoa Akrachi for Cocoa Board former Cocoa Board CEO Joseph Edu returns state vehicle. MPP ni na ohwe Cocoa Board so no after omu wie sikari nyina wie no wasatam aban ka no ko afa no so de aba after 1 year enso nkwasiafo e ka kire Ghana for Cocoa duafo che ye domo me se obo ka wie no aban ka na onyansiwo na another CEO ba wa use no Randy Abebe use no or the ka na kodi jantra for the kofie afa na kuma to ne yem se or the car na ba kwasiafo we enkwasiafo we omni principle bia wa brabom. They see everybody to be stupid. They don't respect anybody. Let me read the story. Mr. P, Mr. S, thank you very much. This is the story. I'm reading the story in intro. Now when you read the story, this is what it says. O free Cocoa Board no. Nan ko so ojaka na marandi abe no. Wasesa a hot TV ni car ni nyina de kofie. Afen no so de aba. We chika na se no. Head of Public Affairs at Cocoa Board, Jerome Sam, said the vehicle was driven into Cocoa Board parking area at dawn on February 27, 2026. Ahumachi. Time na omuko Cocoa Kuafo hono. Eko ka chom so Cocoa Kuafo ye Cocoa no and this na Cocoa Board former boss no ko de ahumachi no de ka no ko si wo no de ki to so fum. Otuka go so de kigusu fumalization fum. Oh, somewhere Jimmy MPP for what Jimmy. Now read this story and I'll say, Mr. Sam added that Cocoa Board would decide on the matter after the ongoing investigations are concluded. And I quote, the car has been in the possession of the former CEO for over a year. That is 14 months. 1 year, 2 months for no reason. If there was no former requisition, then on what justification must the car be in your possession? Whereas the CEO, Randy Abbey, was left with no vehicle. So all this time, he has been using his own private vehicle. Randy Abbey buy no. Car na nko se abrantie we former Cocoa Board boss no ejasi wo no be use no. Abrantie no for car na ma twena. Senka CID for ko peke former Cocoa Board CEO na o meka kire say NPP for na ye tata won kwasia won tibi amagimi. You will see a fool like Afenyomakin. He will come and stand in parliament. Ni who fin a dirty guy who is not consistent or truthful Afenyomakin. Senka Yoko foko peke papa we say adentina we free office. Na a whole year ka enya wodia. Wodia ko si ufie a si woni nika anka nkwasiafo betina radio so abeka kire say I NDC air tata obi papa. Now you see it. These were the same people are. Omuko koko ekuafo ho ye domo. Omo wie koko ekuafo ka. Omo wie koko ekuafo ka akosi fie. Omo tam koko ekuafo ka akosi fie afa. We are good. I think TV is back. You see, Sakwa we anka Yoko eko pekeno. Sanka National Investigation Bureau for eko pekeno. Sanka CID for ko pekena. Anka MPP for a press conference say an honorable man. He finished his work. He's at home and Rambo style. Kwasia for bro for ba komite Rambo style. Me wini po be kan sa 72 omutrim. MPP for the mu ye nwan. Mu ye kwasia for ma. Mu ye mpuro. Mu ye noa. I said, Bufron Quano, Monananom de Chichere Partino, I said, Mama Bodam. Mumu be more Jimmy Dodo. Missy Wake Chena, and Quebec say, and then Jacqua went to the former CEO's office, and in a Rambo style, they went to his house to retrieve the car, and he could have driven the car back. Kwasia, if you know you could have driven the car back, why did you hand over the car? A year, almost 2 years, or the Huchi carried the Koshe Jantra for. But you see these foolish people, these antelopes, this disease of nicompoons, vegetable caricatures, demonic insolent saboteurs. These are human nomenclatures derived from disease in Nwankwine. These are the foolish people who exhibit the highest form of Jandaism, hooliganism, and foolishness. Excruciating, demonic, Scandinavian saboteurs. These fools. Omudi adwa biniwia MPP for moi.
Adwa bininkuwa.
Nyamete so no hwe osuani minipa no wo. Onyamete won hwe osuani no waye sei. Ene waye din no hwe osuani. Ene onyame hwe osuani na angels gina ne nche na okasa no mo hwe no. And onyame nyankopon hwe osuani say ya onka bibia o remote is nyankopon nsem say e heaven and o dey to channel 4 Ghana nyankopon we yi say nyankopon mfantinyi ono okete Yesu wo ma me remote ai na me fanto wo na channel no say nyankopon the God's Comedy Channel Ghana anope o and the channel na to or the remote na to channel 4 Ghana and ekoto ohie ni so to wo no hwe no na onyankopon busa no ho nsem wo ni tirim. Say ne ba wa bonu se ne so on say wa bonu se ne so you see nyame bo nipa se ne so ne seso na ne ba na wa bonu odi netie abonu no efiri oba mfimu no odi on mfimu ye do sie ne mfimu japade ne bo ne yere na onyame te so no hwe osuani no say ma bonu se me seso e na oto no odi adoa ho adanse enya adoa no nko awo adoa bini. And then the chance, no, or chance na line be the ho. Me assure say, omotiti adwa bini gumuno, or the Nensa Bonson or the far, Hosana Baya, the Anane hono, or the far who said, adwa bini and Bessie Beko for where the archive story be. Guy, be not here, be or say that's where I go for story about. Be refi, where two no guys, no more story near. Where a girl be not a guy, one girl be neighborhood or pegel no. Kevin. Now, Ofiligan Oceani na go for some way about come me be me story the aka ma fa wo yishem because ye di sua de na gani filigan no ba na as be omotinom nyina use the same KVIP On say mo amususano. Tete KVIP ni mbani di ani we chire na mbema di ani we nim. Nyani a drop papa bi na jo tusuara no. On say KVIP ni black and white no. There go. Inti no mu use tete KVIP bomba no. Ai, obosi a drop ni pebi no papa mbema na say a drop papa we hye punk na jo tusuara ene mbema side male. And a few many above ya drama bibi no kuta ese eye kura aha. Inti gani no fili girl no mantem ho. Bana eye KVIP no area ho. Osiani ana go fa asem we abo mi refi ache. Ena said de bia no ko KVIP na on say mba ne de ne fa say na be ma de na on time be say girl no be hu no. Inti ono twen inti girl say twitwa obutu awie na omko do. Ai na on so later fast no ko KVIP ho no twa ne to na fast. Na dey bi okwe no sa wa time ni ye time ne bofa ho ready matem boy time ne bofa ho into ora KVIP na otwa ne to wie no opie ye na dabi okọ KVIP by mistake no na on say KVIP no inside no ye tutu amena no na eyi ni wom no ha sa opatre ye unim patriment sa oslepe na ne nan ekọ shem na ne nsa so kọ shemu oh KVIP so there on sa kọ shem na on na kọ shem a enye easy Sadia no so sadie you na girl no so ba KVIP boga so what time ahwe so obi amba nka opie fast na nka wakọ public bathhouse akọ horo nsa ene ne na ho enti che say oye so opie no ope sorry oh akọ twa ne tuma no wakọ patrema ne nsa akọ hye KVIP mu enti oye fast pie say girls no so de we chire like of feeling girl no get go friends I will feel no enti time opie no or you fast or peer on the girl share and I guess hey Frankie now going also mini pepe that got go be and that if you come in sound out better come go fear just I didn't say kro ma ka chenya go ma ka nyame tie me o I say clay me nyankopon I say clay papa Ghana no also what them I say clay papa Inka ezibo inka edibo apọ fipo ankoyi Ghana fo nyipa bebre wo Ghana na nka nyida ebo won na nka ode de apọ fi posna na na wiwiru evade wo Onyankopon Ghana fo bebre wo na nka nyida nka ebo won na nka nyida ebo won dem Ghana fo oda nka edi won ya apọ fi wiwiru empatia na posna bibi dem na ya da yenchehwe na nka yezi na Ghana for well waste with time papa who creativity walk waste Onyankopon we jim papa all right now let's take our business. Auditor General some audit be a year 2024 Auditor General in the report aba now OSHA report in my emu adwrem na mkase emu adwrem a dreamer MPP edi Ghana for. On said, so we study a. Omon kasa anyoma we hunsebo. Omonye we press conference na they don't do these things. Omo journalists for na they move away from these things. Omo person make kan some amawate dream omo di Ghana. MPP for no. Me see opposition dey ye dey bomo. They say omo nya dwuma omo nyina jobless. MPP ni bia nya dwuma. On say so we study a. So omo pe Ghana ye a. Sa anyoma say na nka so omo de ba. Na ma be press conference na nka ma chirechirem sa anyoma we mo kan wasem dabi because omo nim say the more Ghana for ehun sa anyoma we no Ghana for be hu say omo ye abodamfo ani say e mo chance e mo mba tumi ho na mo menko tie die esi me say nde utibie no wakoma. The question is okwa kwachi omo nyina egum but what we can do is yem protect it yem create different options to seal all these holes. The first thing to do, the first punishment, also punish MPP, is never to allow them to come close to power. And then the first punishment. So you are angry. MPP for now. The first thing you need to tell yourself is to say, the biggest punishment I remember MPP for is to keep them away from power and never to vote for the MPP. That is the best punishment. Forget about the communities. So you're Ghana in so which the MPP said no, they don't have to come close to power again. Now person punish them forever and ever. Keep them out of power. Let them come nowhere close to power again. And what do you have to do? Vote against them. Now Mami Uncle Auditor General report. Auditor General rejects 8.1 billion. 8.1 billion out of the 68.7 billion in claims made on government at the end of 2024 over unsupported documentations, duplications, overstatements, being already paid items, falsified stores, receipts, advice, and no work done. Okay? Juma dia Auditor General Edino. With to me, I try through the auditor why through investigations and the MPP time or no. Now, before I even go into this 8.1 billion now, through this Auditor General to me a claim no, I'm try Debbie. And the Deputy Finance Minister was in Parliament. See the MPP for year. Sir, audit here me reach we MPP time. Me we am show Auditor General's statement. Ma show Debbie. Auditor uncover forged store receipts. Advice, that's SRA at Defense Ministry, requesting payment of 4.8 million to a company for vehicles meant for border surveillance and monitoring of the 2024 general elections, which were never delivered. Deputy Finance Minister, Auditor General report no, or yen audit we no in 2024 under Baumia and the Kufuado, $4.8 million. Omude Sasikani ma company bi say onkoto Samiras na cars no onfa bi ma immigration, national security no monfa enye the NCC your borders no monfa protect your borders. And no mon safa cars bi mra ye beto aba omo no fa be monitor aba no emu ba kumpa amba almost 5 million Ghana cedis. Tete Ghana ska no o hye 5 million Ghana cedis 500 billion no e de come nhia enko ho. Obi beka se na onchi omungum report we and then you release here. Hey, I didn't end this year. I don't know much of Wegum. Now you're going to start investigations. Do you know how long it's going to take? So you need to be patient. And today I heard the majority leader, Ayariga, saying, this audit report, Parliament should not put a parliamentary committee together to investigate it. We should give it to a security agency like Yoko, like the CID, like a credible security agency to do the investigations. Why are we allowing Parliament to investigate this? No. The Speaker of Parliament, so a legitimate man or kanokra, he will tell the Yoko to take over this investigations, this audit report. You know? The Speaker of Parliament will say we should hand it over to Yoko to do the investigations, NIB to do the investigations. But you know what? The MPP are saying, say, oh, investigations, Yama Parliament in your investigations, into the audit report. No. Almost 5 million Ghana cedis. Almost on kotoka asaba. Company na yehu company no. Kas na bakumpo amba anda baumia. Now, this too has to be investigated. Can you use 2 days to jail anybody? No. So everything is a process. And those people, when they are caught, they need to have their day in court. Or some court to defend you more. So you see, it is not that easy. But at the end of the day, as far as say Albino and NDC no power and keeping the NDC in power is a sure bet to say these people will go to jail and stay in jail for long. But say Dada Woka say and the Mamma Saban yet you be to munde Baumia Baobe, you know. Yes. But anybody could shame 18, 20, 24, 32 years. Na NPP ama power. When you never would jail. Yet be somebody, people will learn from it. People will now understand. Now, Mamin Chow, let's go. Mamin Sancho Bako. Auditor General flags 10.5 million payment to a fictitious buffer account at a commercial bank under the 1D1F scheme. 10 million amount for be created documents as our accounts or Ghana Commercial Bank under Baumia and Auditor General Airden. It's a catcher is a Sassika way. Sa 10.5 million where you try and fake money. Yeah, they are more biakwedi. You need to open investigations. The people, when they are caught, they need to have their day in court. Now, blame John Mahama and NDC. No, I go to blame Attorney General. All these things are there, and then you cannot go to court one day and say, "What do you case?" You need to build a case. 10.5 million. 10.5 million. One district, one factory. On Sunday, on Tesomoka, we enya the MPP for bedi hunkomo, omu ye before. This is what they did. Now we are talking about 4.4 billion in recycled invoices, fake invoices. Omu chro, no masa chro, no ma chro, no ma dani dino. 4.4 billion recycled invoices. Oforiata, head Baumia, head of economic management team. That is what they were doing. 4.4 billion in recycled invoices. Your true invoice when you copy pani as done in the invoice. I did about 10 times. These are the same people doing press conference today. We are talking about 1.4 billion duplicated claims. 1.4 billion. No mebia omudi eji ye tia kasika we na we mu de abandem ka ninyi na no mboa. Owa go hwe chiri no onye adwuma bia 1.4 billion. We are talking about 160 million teacher trainee for sika. Kwasiafo. MPP nkwasiafo. Kokofo no omumma ene ko training colleges no. 160 million mujidiye million Ghana cedis. Kwasiafo then yati Ghana also ukotie MPP ni eye press conference. Mamenchro de ya kura wa asem no mamenchro ECG on afenyo marking on na ye board chair and a Dubik Mahama eye de ECG CEO had you see in the executive summary wouldn't you see ECG afenyo marking minority leader Shade. This is the Auditor General's report and I'm Troy. Let me read this to you. Part 2, summary of findings and recommendations by ministries. Ministry of Energy, Electricity Company of Ghana. Now, share the Auditor General Troy. Point 35. Our review of the company's expenditure. He's talking about ECG. Our review of the company's expenditure as against the approved budget disclosed that the actual expenditure for 13 budget line items amounting to 333.9 million exceeded their budgeted amount of 144 million Ghana cedis. Now, by 189.2 million, we also noted that the excess expenditure was not approved by the company's board. Who was the board chair? Afenyo Markin. Who was the CEO? Dubik Mahama. All those monies, Sasika Omebosui, over 300 to 144 million Ghana cedis, no, board Tinaho, and normally Dubik Mahama, Ekonaivi, and Omo Sasika de. Afenyo Markin was the board chair. Dubik Mahama was the CEO. Now, when you read further, it says this. We also noted that the excess expenditure was not approved by the company's board. We recommended that sanctions under Section 96 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016 Act 921 should be applied to the officers involved. We also urge management to effectively monitor and control the company's expenditure. Point 36. We noted that management did not remit to the Ghana Revenue Authority taxes totaling 70.9 million. No more the GRK under MPP. Afenyo Markin board chair of ECG. No more the GRK 70.9 million. Obudia. No more taxes no. Afenyo Markin was the board chair. Dubik Mahama was the CEO. Afenyo Markin as the board chair of ECG. They did not pay taxes to GRE 70 million. Now, withheld from the payment for goods, services, works, and commission in 2023, we recommended to management to remit the withheld taxes of 70.9 million to the GRA without further delay and provide evidence for audit verification. Auditor General say right now, no, Afenyo Markin as the board chair of ECG. Omutubi disika over 333 million budget beyond by omushemu na almost 144 million ayira na dia yakura wum say ECG and the Afenyo Markin as the board chair and Dubik Mahama the CEO no almost taxes ama east GRA 70 million. They didn't pay taxes. And the Auditor General instructed Ministry of Energy say omuntia sasika no kofan way kwasiafo. Now John Abujina Ponko for $70 million cities away and don't go to your taxes no. Na kwasiafo to say light bill cost no. Kwasiafo they did not pay. GRA taxes akwa time or more power no. Asem we 2023 o. The Auditor General's report now make kanchi no. 2023 na we nyina see here 70 million Ghana cedis taxes. After marking as the board chair of ECG, Dubik Mahama as the CEO, they did not pay taxes to Ghana. These are people who are supposed to be hanged. You sit here, now in a parliament, an honorable man, a filthy fool like this, a disease of a human being, such a despicable, foolish man like Afenyo Makin. Emma Ghana for the Esika Kwasiawe or your honorable man. Such a fool will be sitting in parliament trying to make laws for us. Kwasia obo police ni asum. Kwasia otumi twan trotto minister so ade che say man kan ye. Kwasia mpanyi we be sitting Ghana na MPP so some asem so. This is the foolishness we are dealing with. Now so 70 million Ghana cedis na afenyo ma kini dubi komo fadi no. You say and there some John Abujinapo NDC aban be tua taxes no. Wana sika na odi ko tua. Onko fan we. Mi busamo Ochina mohu MPP mwana no busa the 70 million taxes that montia no John Abujinapo and this one for 70 million in free. It is not about with all this evidence. So the AG has to go in, but you can't just go in and say I'm prosecuting. You need to follow the process. You can't just get up and say AG has the document. AG has to go to court. Do you win these cases in court in one day? No. So let's be realistic for once. As much as the court is basically our problem, delaying cases, we need to be realistic. These are things you can't do in 4 years. You have to keep prosecuting, going to court. You need to keep this party in power for 41 years. All these people rot in jail. 70 million, a whole government. The member of parliament who was a majority leader sitting as the board chair refused to pay taxes to GRA. Kwasia wage in a parliament every day, wearing some Vietnam suit. Ni hu fibi. Ni trimu kekewure kekan kwasia sembie no. He sat on a board. And about 144 million omu disikano and a 70 million taxes omuntia. How? Why? No bit was a MPP kasa ntimi kotie. Where Jimmy? MPP kasa itu kotie. The same MPP today is talking about our lights, our energy, and and the MPP way say Kanya wants them. Ochira, muhu mo amka say nkwasiafo. Taxes kura mo dia. Mote ECG. Afenyo make nkwasia te board so. Taxes they were supposed to pay to Ghana. Abino, almost had the taxes ni guso. Okajem say I should listen to MPP. Ghana ni bin ko tie MPP. Kwasiafo we. Ever the ti omo. We mo enipa. Mahamudu Baomia and this kwasiafo we. These are foolish people. And you say don't have any respect for anybody. Omadu say Jimmy. Omu so be Jimmy sa bronye. Omu so be Jimmy sa chema mutumi. Mumu sa bronye say they no be jina ho ye dede ebo midina. Adena on kama asemu biem because Samira ka chen say onjai. Kameyi Samira draws akire wo. He, mini a me mini mono. Na adie bia me be ye mono. Me say adena betra ka say me be ka Samira asam me say Samira me mini a me mini mono. Mesin Kameji Samira le dross every na ase achire. Samira, I'm not done with her. She knows the way I love my kids. She also loves her kids. We will see who take care of their kids. Kameji de nase dross. Na me just abroad obey de na twaso. Kevin Taylor, obeka Samira sam. Mesin Kameji ne dross achire mu. Meji ne dross achire mu TV so. Asiafo, what is that from? They for ba we. Na afenyo makin, mumbusa afenyo makin say meeti be on the Samira koye about me eko. Kwasiafo, yehu senior amanfo e betete man no. The way they disrespected Ahemfo. These are the same people. Ekufuado was telling chiefs to get up in public, insulting chiefs. Sorry, Chiame. These were the same people who were following the Kufuor and saying, "Yay, Danaya Dawase." So there's nothing new about these people. Say Ghana na Sanyoman Koya, yeah, make a decision, and not the NPP. The NPP does not have any moral right to even talk to Ghana for say, and them watch them. No. Because these are the people we lived with. Now, no dollar koya could do 17. They still told us to say, they don't care. We lived in this country at a point. We got people come to the Jubilee House. People came to the Jubilee House. And we saw people like these enter the Jubilee House, the seat of government, did a diss song, used words I ain't using no TV so. These are the kind of people under the same MPP we saw in our Jubilee House, walking in and out, putting music video together, using the F word in the Jubilee House. This is the MPP. We are talking about, these are people who cannot change. In Tiana, say, some of us, some young Ghanaians fall for the NPP gimmicks. Oh, yeah, same way. Especially, all right, especially the hard-working grassroots of the NDC, working hard. And the good thing about what we are seeing today is there are people who voted for the NDC who are not even NDC card-bearing members. And they are still proud they voted for the NDC. But the problem with the MPP is they don't know how to get all those people away from the NPP. They don't know how to let those people hate the NDC. Every day they will cook something. Every day they will come up with something. We are talking about the NPP. Recently, 2-3 days ago, 69th independence. We were in this country. This is what happened. But then you ask yourself, have they forgotten themselves? Don't they remember? Or they think we are stupid? Now, what the strategy is now is, I would like to make the announcement again. TV is off. TV is off. So if the announcement has been made, please do not distract people on the platform by saying check TV. TV is off. If you are watching on YouTube, watch on YouTube. TV is off. And they are working on it to bring TV back. They just lost the signal. So there's nothing wrong. So if you've got the opportunity to watch me on Facebook or on YouTube, just watch me here. And stop disturbing people of check TV, check TV. TV is off. Announcement has been made. With all due respect. It is that's how TV ma. Or so I say, yeah, announcement say TV ma. As I speak, there are people working on it to get it back on. So please. Yes, Intinia MPP asem. And right now, the strategy of the MPP is that, Moma Ghana for Monforce a yedin. Monforce Ghana for no mungin say how ho. Yen heti Ghana. Yehu dia ban we ye. Yenim dia ban we ye from the one about power. The funny thing and interesting thing I do we say the John Mahama administration had the power 1 year, about 3 months. 6 months going do ye. About when the 1.5 years crap. But my friends is saying I said church them the NDC even in your community where you live. You will see that some work is ongoing in your life as a Ghanaian. So you're a trader. So you're Ghanaian na udi juma. You will get it. So it is not about MPP how they feel. And also Ghana for you feel. No, the MPP make noise. They talk a lot in opposition. It is they are entitled to that. Let them talk. Let them make the noise. But the government is working for you. And sometimes, Ghana for say, especially the people who love this government, the people who work so hard to bring this government to power, the people who are so attached to the NDC because they have seen something good in the NDC. They want the NDC to save this nation, keep saving this nation. They get so angry because and that is one thing you need to know. The NPP are feeding on that thing and making some people like because you see the strategy of the NPP, the NPP say yemfa atro ente party no na yenka atro na mbe no kre. That's what they do. And you see them na ebi ne nam atro jandam and internet dem ye cleaners no and internet de titi bini wa America no and internet de jandam ni atro nti ende ye cleaners ntimi empe day job anadwo adwuma e ba be chem videos bunya abotre and internet twitwi Jones so anadwo e atro jandam nka no kre. And the party MPP near party bia everything about them is a lie. And you don't fall for them. Let me tell you. So become in shia. Now obekachira will say, become in shia. Me show 2-4. Me know 2-4 atun say didi. Na adiechi. Me shia for release statement kachira will say. Ye dia me shia o. Yapuno ye bia mo bia. Obia to be ba me shia ebe hwese de me shia tie. Obia to be ra me shia ye ma ni so ma nom. It does not mean say so obi ewura benhia saa nipa no ehu edien otumfo 82. It does not mean that. Ebia nipa na okọ benhia beka kire wo say makọ benhia mehia otumfo da nipa no na opese o create impression bi to utrim say o nipa titru. Tie. Obi atu ewura benhia wo. Ende obetumi ewura benhia, obetumi akọ benhia akọ de wo ye. Obi ambo, obi antata, obetuma ko museum ho bibia. Upi abontene obetuma ka kire obi won kan se makọ menhia wo, mehia otumfo ne na tun se didi. Tie, ebia wo ya santini ba, ye wo asantimemu, wakọ menhia wo hu otumfo ne didi da. Sa ni palo so ne na wo asantimemu no ope a way to let you believe say ono oyede hye kyen. Into okọ menhia, e no beka cho say, me de makọ menhia me otumfo didi. Ade akya no pa me share release statement say ye had ye obi atumi ba ha obi opensu anum bia bema ni so mananom obi ope bia de bia bema be manada. That does not mean it says oba me share ushia otumfo. It you need to get this. And the base of the NPP, the young people, don't follow your emotions and speculations. People sometimes, especially unemployed people, obu oha oni adwuma ye and otwa obi ntuma no that tare no ho no dey create impression say sebio eye adwuma me ye adwuma no so. Just get that in your head. And I am telling you, enyo oba bi o hye mokubia na wodwuma. There are so many of them who are jobless. And obi betuma betwa Kevin Taylor ntuma de abetare no ho say ono Kevin Taylor nanam. Somebody will give that person an opportunity. Inti de bia no moti asema, especially when menshia release statement kachira will say ye menshia obi amba ha be share otumfo a nipa na oba abonte be ka kire say we share otumfo no adenti na ontumi for official document be ka kire asante say me share otumfo ni di a picture ni nipa ni ntumi nye because nobody officially accepted that person at menshia. Enti nipa no is just capitalizing on the name menshia to dupe people. It is obi ka kire say me wura ha kwaje endorsement. Ask yourself. So you need to get it. And these are things people do. There are so many people walking on the street. They are not working, they are jobless, they are unemployed people. They capitalize on things like these to survive. Especially the young people, the grassroots. Mutia sama, relax. The okọ menshia kwatena ase ene otumfo didi ye no onkyere ye ne oni otumfo didi picture the engine ndi anabeboa ba so wura menshia na so ka so wura menshia obi awura menshia e de hye etupie ba o ka che say otumfo de hye do a ye nyere bebu. But it does not mean say wo utudi akonwa ene na mema mumu bi ate ase ya nkofo bebre nam Ghana. They are jobless. Ubu some say juba be na o ye utumi kanchiro, and we all know them. And they use these things to lie to people. Into miracle. And then me say, a young person in Kumasi, and internet say, obi to me program be near the obi diako to so I didn't know yes sir to tell other people. So shatawale kure ba. Into so we are artista shata kraje me 2,000 into over me 100 Ghana. A minds games. So let's not play into the hands of jobless people. Afe Matias here, that is what they do. So they play into it, and then you get people saying, hey, NDC grassroots, hey, NDC grassroots, NDC grassroots. Nothing has happened. BBNC. BBNC. Majority of the things you are hearing out there is a lie. Some people sit with bloggers and they create that impression. Because Ebia, say, Obiagoka say, minimum way din komo, ana where madam for, Ebia, Juma de Kroko din Krampo Biama. That is what they do. Introduce sometime Asamba. Nyabutre. Anything that NPP for, they take advantage because they know, say, you are angry for nothing and they are capitalizing on that empty spot to make noise. There are a lot of jobless people in Ghana and they will do everything to pay their rent. They will say anything to pay their rent. They will create an impression to pay their rent. See the way. So also a Ramenshia. Any mention got to say the any two for the actual picture. Now, some mention releases statement so be to be Ramenshia into technical be this year. Then you are not unique. It means you are a liar. And that is where we all need to get it. The young people of Ghana, NDC, the fact of the case is clear. MPP for about power, to me employee will be or MPP. No, it does not work like that. And I'm not justifying that we Juma NDC now we Jumanda. It is right. It is not. But the fact of the case is say not every person who voted for the NDC or some way, somehow worked for the NDC will get employment. It doesn't work like that. But it is the abandoned beye send over to Tunyama and they to make creative opportunities around for people almost to be a Juma NDC, a Bibima NDC to also get something to do. That is what governments do or parties do when they are voted into power. Because the party cannot employ all its grassroots, all its people, the party needs to build. So the party builds, the party creates, the party makes the environment conducive. Send a beya, ubibe to me be a juma, no afo be a juma. Into grassroots person na or cover flag na and the onye juma no. Sabino etete taxes so. Etete inflation so now man for be a juma. That person might not be directly employed by the government, but that person might get a job to do with a private company. A bind by inti nyome muagwa wenye juma. That's how it works. Do you understand? Inti sometimes say the party and I say my mua and ye bibia betibia na say sebio original so because there are some people they have nothing. I'm telling you on authority. There are some people who you see shen and they don't have what you think they have. And they have not been able to access what you think they have been able to access. No. They create the impression because they are unemployed. They cannot come and tell you, I work with this company. This is how much I am taking. No. So this is what they do to make money to eat. They capitalize on your anger because at a point they don't fit anywhere. People who can lie to you about a picture, they can lie to you about their child's father. So sometimes we need to take time. People who can lie to you about their location, people who can lie to you about what they are doing, which they know isn't true, and create the impression for the world to know this is my location at this moment. But such a person can tell you that his father's father, his child's father is not the child's father. So sometimes, and somebody would say, just take your time, then listen, then analyze. You get the truth. And any advice I remember the young people of Ghana, especially those who love the NDC, love John Mahama, love this party, worked so hard to bring the NDC to power. These are very important things also to team. How money, they were throwing money around in our faces, spitting in our faces. So amongst so many young people who have so much hope in John Mahama and this government, every single time they feel say somebody did not really contribute to the change that we all fought for, anger boils in them. It is because Yabewu Bibi to say the pain people went through, they saw it. And you see, gradually, the John Mahama administration is trying to bring confidence back into governance. For a long time, you and I, the young people watching me on Twitter, on whatever, or X, whatever they call it, on social media, whatever social media platform you're watching me on, you did not have any belief in government. Say aban be to me aba na aban to me try say or sisanyoma. We never had any belief in government, all because of what we saw. So for about 8 years, majority of young people thought to say, you need to go into politics and make money because that is how it is. Obi ana wedi 20 years, anana wedi 18 years. Ekufuado about power. 18 ekodu time ekufuado free power 8 years no. Ana wedi 26 years no. That person did not see anything apart from politicians stealing from the people. Apart from politicians stealing our money. Daylight. We saw family and friends take over the nation. For about 8 years, almost 10 years, we were trained, or our brains were trained to believe, say, come into power and steal. So that belief, now what politicians will say, President Betumaba, now for a whole year, there will not be scandal. No? We were still not there yet, say, end to me, see. But you see, gradually, we are beginning to have hope or belief in our institutions. We are beginning to have belief in a president. We are beginning to have belief in leadership. And it will take time. It will take time because the trauma na yekomu sa pain na yekomu, the things we saw no, and some people believe say, so be bad no ka say me be adwuma Ghana, me do Ghana, me nji pay e so Oforiatta pay ye ma share because Oforiatta never took salary. But Oforiatta ye damage chain obia wo Ghana e be sin there. Do you understand? I understand when I see people furious. People are not furious because they hate anybody, or they are furious because they felt to say that position and a woman, that wastage, that trauma, no, they don't want to see anything like that again. So you see a lot of people going after appointees. When I call you, you don't pick up. I don't hear from you. Remember, you have given the appointee job to do. How many calls do you yourself are you able to pick in a day? How many calls are you able to pick in a day? So you are talking about an appointee who is supposed to pick over 600 calls a day, 25 calls, 30 calls, or 60 calls a day. So if that person misses your call, or that person does not respond to your text message, you need to understand, say, at this point, you have given some people work to do. And let's be very honest. You are not going to get them as free as they used to be when they were in opposition. Right now, you are giving them a job to do. You are expecting them to deliver, and they have to go every mile to do that. So, say, you are trying to reach an appointee, one san kana. I don't expect you to be angry. It is when the appointee fails to deliver, or the government you voted for fails to deliver, then you hold them accountable and say, but you have given them a job to do. You have told them, do this for us. All that you have to do is that make sure, say, no stress free. Student omoko school first year no, omu school fees no, omuntia. That is what you need. And no more year. Because at the end of the day, with all due respect, how many people can a single appointee employ? How many? And if I'm an appointee, now I'm a juma, now finance minister Emma clearance to clear people to employer. At the end of the day, you might call me or you might send me an email. I cannot employ you because when I employ you today, they have not given me any allocation of money. So what am I going to do? So sometimes, the young people, the grassroots, you need to understand the dynamics. This is politics. And then I make us say, NPP by power 8 years. How many NPP for Wejuma? Ask yourself that question. NPP by power 8 years. Mumusa NPP for say, Omudu do say, one omu ye juma MP send your file Wejuma. That does not mean this government is going to neglect its base. But you need to understand, about power. Recently, Yabekachire said the number of people who were employed at the latter part of 2024, now 90% of them did not qualify to be in there. Remember, some of them are still in there. Now, this same government needs to make room for you, the qualified grassroots, to get a job. So, you are sitting there, you are angry with the government. The government needs to create a room for you. The government is doing everything. The appointee is doing his job. So what do you do? Because every appointee, say, onya clearance, every finance ministry, every government to say, ubetuma for nipa 1,000, ontumi for nipa. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's as much as you are angry with the appointee, the appointee can say, bring your resume. Mafa wejumande. The next month you'll be on the street demonstrating. I didn't try because you have not been cleared to work. The finance minister and castle always. So how do you get jobs? So you also need to understand this dynamics. These my politics are check. And what this government is doing, the government is creating opportunity. Now look at this. Look at this. I want to show you one thing. You see this? One district, one factory. MPP free power. Almost a year and 3 months or so. The MPP na free power now. Have they been able to point to 10 one district, one factory companies are offering per thousand cra? Have they been able to point to one? But ebia, anka this one district, one factory, na kenye liar, anka that one district, one factory no, anka ebia wo kwenye juma ye anamebwa. But these are some of the things the government came to inherit and needs to create opportunity for you. Because you can say ejuma. This government can absorb about just 800,000 people. Now it is upon the government to create opportunities for you. How is the government going to do that? The same MPP for na mudi omo chiki kan kwasi asem say omo see na mo grassroots but some say omo ba power no senka omo one district one factory no senka omo here de omo here na anka omo benya any MPP person sitting at home say me MPP ni me nyedwuma ye. The reason why majority of omo call for nyedwuma ye say this was a lie. Don't fall for the gimmicks. Mamon to talk to performance and at no. Sanka MPP ba ye juma and amu be a juma and anka 1D 1F we do amu so mu be in Ghana no anka nipa wo mu ye juma anka one anka nam street this say o pay juma ye. So for 8 years there was a backlog a juma ni ho omo en create juma. Metuma ko eye napku 100,000 youth. Omo de to omo tim say be fa mo juma. Sa 100,000 omo da ho system ni mo. Sa 100,000 youth no. Good system nim. And the same NDC government that has been in power for only 1 year, 3 months, said, you know, sir, a buy we are, I was set of us and comforting including you. So, one district, one factory. Omoka so be creating pa be ejuma be 300,000. One district NAPCO. And remember, ejuma MP before creating ewo abem so mo creating ya ba company wa existing ne. Not even a single one of them. Not even a single one job. Ejuma ben and the MPP betuma catch so mo create ya e fa nipa 20,000 or Ghana. E bi ni ho. It means say sa bad luck no 8 years no John Mahama ni NDC they have to come. So we are grassroots. Wakoma aba ubu efu. You are competing. The government has been in power for a year and 6 months. This is a government that is trying to find opportunities. Now, saying with the president, there could be a clay factory. Recently, with the president, could be another one. The president tried to bring in the private sector to open more companies for people like you, more grassroots for to get a job. Enye say we are so emotional. Because the MP for person mo no on pe say omo ma feel it say aban ne jam aban bi jam ho omo ba power no mo share MP before mo say na mo ba tumi benya tumi 8 years no adwuma ben na mo create here mo MPP for no mo Cadbury members no no mo ye adwuma. They can't tell you because omo ntumi create adwuma. Omo ntumi create adwuma. You see, I'm talking to the base of the NDC. And you see with me, I will not sit here and sugarcoat any of the words they are using. Abanwe is working with a very tight budget. But this president is ready to create opportunities for Ghana Fubibri or Ghana, especially the young, the grassroots, the people who worked for this government. Bedinka kanwaha, Abanbi ba, nipebi oha, sebio, because of their relationship with some people, nti ebio munye jumantem, obo oha, onye jumantem. Obo okra onye juma directly from a buying. Obo ha obenye juma indirectly from a buying. There are so many ways into what you do in the say. I will say what say when it comes to governance, and yet easy. Into which I before I'm gonna say, okay, yate, na mwangasa adentina munkofo nyina tifie. Mo 1D 1F no, somebody ba gari nyamu se eye juma adena munkofo da mutifie. Se monapko no. Sanke edijuma baya adentina nka mo NDC grassroots nkwana nka epe ejuma ma na meboa but the same MPP for no they are with you people trying to say yema ejuma nye. That is what you are seeing. Your nurse for ekufo de twa omontro ɔne Bawumia twa omontro 2021 22 23 a omokoto abama Bawumia ne Ekufuado sankofo ni nyina wie school no omotifie and omo be join mo grassroots no ye pay juma but they decided to vote for Ekufuado ne Bawumia abrando munim se enya do memo dwuma ye but we can also get up and say where we are 2020 where we are 2021 where we are 2023 in TM for the juma ye hia NDC for it doesn't work like that afi what you say inti mo amodo NDC mo epe the NDC you know it is not going to be easy. It is not. But enye kura nti se payday. The NDC is showing. Sir, you see, am I ready to create opportunities for the young people? And the MPP, unemployment rate was 14.7%. Winimza. Unemployment rate, it was 14.7%. And the MPP, inflation went all the way to 54. Wa unye jumaye, woso untuminto inkukuransra. That is how bad things were. And I think there's one thing about Ghana for I think you people get comfortable too easily. Also recently, I buy we buy so today, this is where the dollar is. Also recently, I buy we buy and the dollar no is lingering around 10-11. It is stable. I am refi also more comfortable kakrape. I am the only thing you want is you want more. On say, about we about power. Now, no matter stable kakrano. You have forgotten what you went through as a young person. Time I now was senior high school. Time I now was SS. Time I now or try say sebio ubenya some life be. You saw what you went through. But on say because slowly. Nyoma take shape no. Ama majority of you refi baby any last 8 years, last 2 years, last 3 years. You have forgotten the situation you were in. Ya wamba bebre ana mo hwamia 2020, 21, 20 na 20 enyi sika mfiri botom ntodros nche. Because the inflation was high. Na bibia boarding. And utimi todros tumi to biguo refi hu say enche bia na utimi todros mpo nche. That is what you don't have to forget. Anytime I make a say NPP4 say and the NT or Mamubu so say a Juma Ben or create ma Ghana for Nasanka NDPP a create a Juma enough and then comedy inflation ever do 1% and can then go big to Ghana high casim in Jumanye. Dabi and can the NPP4 a create a Juma one day factory, planting for food and jobs, NABCO, and then your mom dividing a to be creative Juma power Ghana. Can then come also be now Ghana say There are so many people going out today.